Hello traders, this is David from Wave Trader. So I want to show you a trade I took on the GbpCad currency pair. Right now I'm showing a photograph of the trade that I took, and you can see where I got into the trade here. This is the 1 hour chart, and you can see where my profit target was. But I'm going to show you what happened and how I got into the trade and what happened. So going to, let me just find that pair right here. Okay, so this is it. So going to the chart, as at the time I came into this chart, the market was in this region. Okay, so let's just start from the monthly and see what we see. So on the monthly time frame, you can see what's going on. We have what looks like a spinning top information, but we don't know yet because the month just began. But right now it looks like this looks like it's going to push the market down a ways after this prolonged move up here for 3 months. So going to the weekly chart, you can see what's been going on. So it looks like we are at a level of resistance, and you can see that by going back a ways, you can see there's a lot of activity here. So it makes sense for the market to halt a little bit in this area. So right now the market seems to have halted at a price range of 1.70814 as a high, okay, consecutively for the past 3 weeks. So even though we have MACD golden crossover and we have the AMA crosshair, so the trend is bullish, but right now we are at a strong area of resistance. So going to the daily chart, you can see what's going on. So at a strong area of resistance, and what we have here is it's actually a wave top, because this point is actually higher than here by I think a pip or so. Okay, but if we were to look at it from this peak to this point, then it looks like a negative divergence. It's not a strong one, but it was sufficient to push the market down a ways. Okay, so for now, to all intents and purposes, at least for the past 3 days, the market seems to be in a downward mode. Okay, so even though it's ever so slight, I decided to see what I could take from it. So when I came to this chart, you can see here. So I'm not really ignoring this week, but I wanted to show you that if you were to look at it from this point to here, you can see we have a slight deviation. Okay, and if we were to look at the MACD, you can see here that we have a negative divergence. So the overall trend is bullish, quite okay, but definitely when I saw this, I knew it was going to push the market down a little bit. Okay, so based on my own assumption, I assumed it was going to get to this point, and there's still the possibility. This is the 4 hour chart, so it will take a few days. So anyway, as at the time I came to this chart, the market was in this region, I believe. So I have to go to the lower time frame to see it properly. Okay, fine. Yes, so it was actually here. Okay, so I saw that, and of course, let's see, this level is 70777, and here some 7078. So you can see that there's still negative divergence here by a pip. So that was sufficient to push the market down, which now formed what we can call a wave top situation here, with here being the first, this area second, and of course this point being the third. But as at the time I came to the chart, the market was in this region, so I did not bother with a sell stop or anything. I went in order, and I went in. I believe I went in with 5 lots. Okay, so it tested my patience for some time. You can see, because this took a while. Okay, because of this activity here, but eventually the market pushed down in my favor. Okay, and then after a small congestion, pushed down again. So what I did was I actually moved my stop to somewhere here. I was protecting some profits. Okay, as at the time the market was in this region, I had over $2,000, I believe, and I actually moved my stop to protect $1,000 and change. So this subsequent move up took me out, but you see, that's okay since I was able to nab half of the trade. So I'm still looking. Okay, so once this slight move up is done, because looking at the daily chart, and if we look at the daily chart, what looks to be happening here is just a 55% retracement of this move. That's what I believe. Okay, so that's not unusual at all. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, you can see we have an instance of positive divergence here, which is also normal. So that is what has pushed the market up here. So with any luck, we are going to get a wave top situation somewhere in this region. And if that happens, I'm going to still take a trade to the downside, okay, because my target is actually here at the very least, and there's a possibility of the market even pushing down further, because this looks like a reasonable negative divergence to push the market to, if we were to take the Fibonacci retracement of this entire move. So I believe that it's actually possible that I can push the market to this region here. Okay, that's not far-fetched at all. So, but we are going to have to see. But at the very least, I expect it to get to the 38% level. So I'll be keeping my eye on this currency pair. So that's my take on the GBP card, and happy trading, traders. Thank you very much.